turn my streamer mic on, make sure everything's going good. Let's see, let's make sure everything is going good before I fully get started here. Awesome, awesome. Let's check the chat. Hello, I think it's probably, yep, we're good to go on the chat. Awesome. All right, let's get this thing started. So I wanted to thank my new subscribers. So we had quite a few new subscribers and everything since our last live stream, and our most recent video and everything with kind of getting in the story of Baka Bros, or kind of like the origin of Baka Bros. So I want to say hello to all the new subscribers, and just thank you so much for joining us and everything. So let's check our audio, make sure everything's good. All right, we're good to go. I got my cat cam on bottom corner, and then me in top corner on the opposite side. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try to wrap this guy up. We have to kind of we added a detail pass for the most part on Hookbeard, but we need to still do it for the rest of the ship stuff, and the parrot character, of course, can't forget the parrot character. So we have a lot to do still, and then we need to add just a general gradient, nothing too crazy. And I actually like the idea before where I changed the metal to a little bit more of a blue. It has a big blue theme going on, and I actually liked it where the base color was a little bit more blue than I was having it. I thought that was a little more fun and add a little more life to his hook. Let me see if that looks good. I did a filter on Instagram, and I really liked the way it looked more of a saturated blue. Let's go ahead and see how that looks. Maybe a little bit too much. Yeah, that's pretty fun. So I think what I'm gonna do here, let's see, my pattern. Okay, that's the roughness pass. Let's go ahead and grab the new base and then have a new saturation. Okay, that's looking too saturated. So I actually like the old pass, but with the new blue base color. I think that pops really well. So on the highlight, let's go ahead and grab that base. Let's get these highlights popping better on that metal. Wonderful. Awesome. Heck yeah, he is looking sick. Yeah, I am super happy with the current result of Hookbeard. I think he is by far my current favorite like aesthetically style character. I'm so happy that I readjusted his shape language. Before, he was very much a realistic looking character, and I really just kind of squashed him down and made him look more like Wario. And I think that's a lot more fun. Some relaxing music, and then we're gonna have some of that in the background. Groove with some groovy music in the background, just a little bit. Oh yeah, my alarm. Next meal. Make sure to do the next meal. Cool. So I'm live on a few different places. Let's go ahead and bring this over here. All right, I'm checking my live stream real fast, making sure that everything's going good, and I'm gonna make sure that I send off my link to people real quick on my Discord channel. If you haven't joined the Discord channel, make sure you join the Discord channel. Yeah. It'd be fun chatting with everybody. Let me go ahead and go to my settings. Do they have a turnaround mode on here? I wonder if they do. That'd be awesome. I bet they do have a turnabout mode. Yeah, I really like that saturated blue. That like fun saturated blue. I think that might be too much blue. Might have to adjust that just so it's not so blue. But I think that is a lot of fun. Go ahead and share this in Discord real fast. I'm just going to share it briefly on my main Discords rather than wasting time and throwing on every Discord like last times. I want to just get to it for this one. Okay, I think we're good on that. This looks good. All right. Yeah, I can't, I can't add everyone on the other stuff. All right. So yeah, I think that the few design decisions I want to make with him, I want to add a light gradient to him, just something super subtle. I actually do like the details I have, and I don't want to darken out the legs too much. It'll already naturally do that in Game Engine, so I'm not too concerned with that. I need to look for any coloration bugs, any like say colors or squares of colors or anything like that that shouldn't be where they are. Do some general cleanup, like right here there's a little bit of kind of a messy gold here, and just a few things that could be adjusted and everything. So yeah, there's quite a lot to do. Let me go on here. Okay, let me share on here. My account. Interesting. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Just posting on here real quick. Let's go ahead and get our new thumbnail on here. I think that's all I'm gonna do. Cool. All right, let's get this guy moving. Clear. Okay. Fox. All right. So one thing I can do is I can go ahead and duplicate some of these layers here. So. Like for instance, if I wanted to copy over his bandana layer for say the say this area of the parrot, then I could go ahead and do that just for ease of transfer. And I'm going to do a detail pass over everything, and so I'm not going to worry about doing them individually, like detail pass individually, because I want to just do a full detail pass so that everything has a similar amount of res and pop. I'm not having to do it 3 times, so it also saves me time, which is good. Always a good thing. Okay. Let's see here. Show your work. Copy. Okay, I'm gonna open up the the my file as well. Just want to make sure that everything is looking good. Might take a second because it has the high poly and all that stuff. So yeah, it just might take a second for that. All right, here we go. Get my chat up. All right, awesome. All right, yeah. So for right now, I'm not going to move any of the character stuff just because I don't want to be away from its baking zones, just in case we want to redo anything in the long run. But for right now, okay, let's go ahead and copy over some of these details. I think I'm basically done with Hookbeard himself. So as we said in everything we would be able in the last one, the only thing that I really wanted to change was that his collar, it has a stretchy bit that I really don't care for. So I definitely want to adjust that, and so I need to figure out where that is in the UVs. I think I might have done that last time. Excuse me. It's right in here where you're having this really stretched out zone. So I'm thinking right here where it squares out, I could afford to kind of pop that out and adjust that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into these UVs, and it shouldn't change anything at all, fortunately. So I'm going to grab everything here. I'm going to go into UV editing mode, and it won't get rid of any of my previous details. It shouldn't anyway. All right, so let's find out where that zone is. That's giving us a lot of trouble here. So it's right in here, it looks like. I think I need to square this off right here. I think it's just giving it too much stretch. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. I think it did on both sides here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that, and let's see what happens. Ah, there we go. That's what's going on. So it's happening on this side where this area is not been smoothed out. So I wonder if that's actually a problem on the other side. It may not be. Okay, so this side is actually good to go. So it's really just this side that has that stretched UV, and that's an easy fix. So that's just like, this right here is just overlapping itself. I don't know why I didn't see that before. So we can either, I'm gonna turn off symmetry mode so it's not grabbing two. I can pull this in, and then I can do unfold, unfold. Just grab these, unfold, unfold. Right, and it's not perfect yet. I think what I wanted to do here is grab all of this, and then I'm going to use that tool. So where is it? The unfold tool. B with middle mouse drag. It allows me to relax this zone off. It's like that. Right? And so the main thing that's important here is that we're not getting into any other territory, any other UV territory, which I don't think we are. And nothing is around that zone. So that's totally fine. All right, let's see here. Go to game. Alright, as far as I can tell, that's the only one that's really giving me trouble. This probably right here could do with a little bit of relaxing too. So I'm going to go in my UV zone, and then I'm going to unfold, unfold. Okay, looks like that was fine. So I'm going to go ahead and re-export this out. File. Export selection. HP here, which I think that was the new. Oh no, it was in my system. This is what it was. Low. And this small UV change shouldn't affect the actual like Substance Painter file. Go ahead and save this out real quick. Hey, what's up, Sonny? How's it going? How are you doing? Turn on the music just a tad bit. Okay. I think I need it. No, I'll do newest. Doing good. I got the daycare clean for tomorrow. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, welcome. We are working on our latest champion, which is awesome. So I'm super excited about getting him going. I'm gonna go ahead and drag and drop the new low poly up on this texture here. So let's see, system and low poly. Yep, that's the new one. Okay, everything should be the same. Alright, so literally all I did was change the UVs here a little bit, and so it shouldn't affect anything. And if I rebake, then it should have a cleaner result. So it might still have the stretching. Actually, it doesn't have the stretching, which is cool, but it does have some mixed information here. So I think I need to do a rebake just for this purpose, which is another reason why I'm glad I didn't fix those baking errors before, because I'd have to refix the baking errors again at this point. So I'm gonna go from texture set settings. Okay, and it's the same, everything's the same, so just rebake. Would the hook arm be more muscular than the other arm because of the weight, though? That's an interesting point. But if he's doing everything else, like piloting his you know, his ship cart or hauling whatever or pulling rope with his normal arm and everything, or his typical arm, I think that it might have a similar level of heft. But that is an interesting point, having a little asymmetry there. All right, cool. No, totally, yeah, totally. No, I think it's a good idea to gather new information about that kind of stuff. I think it's a good idea. Thanks for joining chat, everyone. It's cool to have some more peeps on chat. Okay, looks like it's done. There we go, and it fixed it. Hey, look at that. That looks way cleaner. And now both sides are looking good. I fixed that hard stretching error, and definitely suggest everyone do that if you're making your own characters and see any kind of like UV stretching. Definitely don't neglect it. You can fix it pretty easily. All right, so enough of that rambling. Let's go ahead and get this parrot done. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to match these colorations. So, like, for instance, he has a little bit of metal, so I can bring over the metal stuff from Hookbeard. And he has a little bit of that green. That's the same green as the headpiece. So what I'm going to do is just grab the highlight and AO zones. Let's see. I'm going to copy these layers and bring it over to the parrot. So, let's see if it doesn't like to, okay, it likes Control V, that's fine. Alright, and so what this basically did was it gathered the information that I was already using for Hookbeard. Not necessarily the masks, but just like the colors, the highlights, the AO, that kind of thing. I wonder if it'll just go to these next ones like this. There we go. Royalty free. What was that called for what was it from? Royalty free music. Ludwig. Okay, yeah, it was Ludwig who added the royalty-free music. I think that I might like that better. Alright, so the cool thing about this is that I can fix it with the green 2. I can kind of control V into here too and just kill the base color and then change up the AO. So I can kind of grab this AO, grab that base color, bring it to a more saturated version, highlight, grab base color to more of a white. So that is definitely overblown. So I need to figure out why. So I'm gonna go to masks. Okay, so it's way too much. So I think I need to change my levels. Make sure it's only hitting the major highlight zones. There we go. Now that'll be a little bit more tame. There we go. So now it's actually like popping the highlights better. There we go. And if I need to go back and do anything else, then I can go ahead and use a paint as well. So that's not a problem. Okay, cool. Wow, that was loud. Okay. Okay, so I guess Ludwig put out some free, royalty-free stuff, music, but I'm not really sure how effective it would be, or if he needs to add some more. I think he probably needs to add some more. All right, so let's get it on this, because I think I've been stumbling a bit. Okay, so the gold trim, that's an easy fix, because they both have the gold trim on the hat section. So let me find Hookbeard's hat. I think it's leather. Alright, so I can do the leather one. So I'm going to grab highlight, I'm going to grab pattern and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that over, and then we'll add this over to the leather here on the parrot. V. looks good. All right, so we have gold trim as well. Do that gold trim. Leather, gold trim. I think I killed the pattern here. There we go. Gold trim. Let's go ahead and add that. There we go. There's our fun highlights. All right, so Hookbeard doesn't have a beak, so let's go ahead and just add the gold trim to the yellow as well, to this gold or to this yellow, and then adjust the highlighting information to match a little bit better. So I'm gonna go into the AO, grab this base color that I like, and let's make it a more saturated version of that. So down and to the right some. It's pretty good. Okay. I think the base color is just too overly saturated here. So I'm gonna bring it over here just a little bit. There we go. And then the highlights. Just grab the new base color. Up and to the left. Whoops. Wrong way. Okay, I think there's too much highlights on the feet. So let's see what we can do about that. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna go into my levels here. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like on our mask. So yeah, that's definitely too much for the feet. And the beak looks good. Gonna tune that down just a little bit. And there we go. Now we have some cool variation here. Looking good. Okay, definitely some normals we need to fix on the feet. We got some weird baking going on from side to side. That's pretty typical around that area, so not a problem. Okay, eyes. I don't think we need to do anything else in the eyes. I think the eyes are fine. Let's bring the metal over. So Hookbeard's metal. Forward copy. Metal up here. Actually, I'm gonna bring everything. Base color all the way to highlights. And then just copy all those layers from Hookbeard's stuff. And then Control V. And then delete the original base color. And that should look pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Okay. All right. Awesome. And I think, yeah, I want to finish the parrot before I do anything else. So, gold trim leather, the green 2, the eyes should be fine. I don't think I need to add anything to the eyes. And then the green 1, it's all basically done. So, I think we're good to go on him. There's a little bit of like a pop here, right around this like knuckle zone. I think I want to get rid of. So what I can do is just go, I'm going to go to my paint here on the green. Not my paint. I'm going to do my paint where there's the highlighting. So I'm going to add a paint in my highlight. And before I change that at all, I'm just going to go to my mask to see what's going on a little bit better. Oh, not that one, my mask. With the dark green. So that's the dark green current highlighting zones. So I'm going to pull it this way a tad. There we go. I actually might not use it. You need to use the paint. I think that will be good. So that, along with the blur, I think might be fine. All right, Poly's looking good. Let's see here. Awesome. All right, so now we can move on to the rest of the stuff. It looks like that there's been some trouble on this front. Something happened to this top piece. I think I know what happened to. I bet it was the new bake. I wonder if I didn't grab everything. Looks like I did. Okay, no, I grabbed everything. Export selection. Oh, I bet it's because of the new the high poly. I think that's probably what it is. I bet the high poly something adjusted. So ship treasure top underscore low. Go ahead and hide all this stuff. Unhide my highs. I guess I didn't have to unhide a hook beard and all that. Just the. Well, no, I'm gonna unhide everything because I need to grab everything. Fine. Okay. So I think I just need to re-export. Export selection. Oh, not that. Not just that. I want to export everything. Make sure I'm grabbing everything to do a new full export. What really slows it down is having UV mode activated, so I need to adjust that. Okay. I'm gonna just go back to general, and that will speed it up a little bit. There's no UVs in high poly anyway. You don't need UVs in high poly, so it's kind of a waste. Okay, just gonna marquee grab everything here, and then export selection. Cause yeah, the way that the back looked there, it looked like it just wasn't, this wasn't functioning. So it wasn't baking properly, which means that I just didn't have the high there before. So I'm gonna re-export my high out. I know I baked it, and then I moved it. Alright, so I'm just going to replace my high poly, then do a rebake. Did it work? Okay, now it's good. Okay, so now I should be able to go back in my substance painter and replace. Texture set settings, big mesh maps, minus that. high poly, my new high poly, and everything should be good to go now. So I'm gonna export text, or yeah, sorry, not export, bake textures once again. Okay, should be good now. Go ahead and hide that. I think it's slowing up my stuff. I want to go ahead and turn off. Restream's way behind. Let's see what's going on with Restream. Yeah, baking always like slows everything down. So hopefully this will be the last bake though. I kind of want to do a standing stream. Let's stand up. Okay, there we go. I don't need to adjust the tofu camera. Let's see here. Transform, edit. Let's see. A bit more than that, maybe. There she is. Okay, now we have tofu. Hopefully my face isn't getting in the way of her too much. Okay. There we go. The bacon's getting that lid again, the top again. There we go. There we go. Okay, bakes are good to go now. Awesome. Alright, so we finished everything with Hookbeard, we finished everything with the parrot. I guess I could add AO on the tongue and stuff. I guess that's one thing I could do with Hookbeard. Maybe add a little extra highlighting here. You know what, might as well. Copy. Paste. Alright, now let's get... Shouldn't be much information. Actually, I don't think you'll need highlighting at all, but let's just see. It doesn't look the worst, but I think I'm going to reduce it heavily. For the AO, you definitely need to grab the base color here. And let's go ahead and bring that down. And then highlighting definitely needs to be reduced heavily. That was pretty cool, actually. I'll keep that. And then I think just in general, I can probably reduce the edge highlighting a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty clean. But the edge highlighting gives a lot more roughness, I think. That's especially for a tongue area. And then AO. I don't want to kill the roughness for the AO. That'll be fine. Alright. Most never gonna see that, so I think it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna reduce this. Be very subtle like that. There we go. Alright, so we need a lot of love on this ship. This ship is looking a little too simple. Looks like other things have messed up on our bake. Let's find out why. So the cannons are currently messed up, and these other cannon pieces are messed up. I think that's the only other thing that I can see that's not looking good is just the cannons, and the cannonball looks a little bit off. No, the cannonball looks fine, actually. So yeah, I think it's just these two. Maybe that as well. Let's see what's going on. Let's go back over to Maya. I'm just gonna do a mirror. Might take a minute. I don't want that to be the reason. Alright, so that's cannon high, and then we have cannon holder high. Nothing should have changed name convention wise. Let's see what's going on with that. Ship. Let's see, cannon low. Cannon low, cannon high. Those are the same. Okay, we have this piece. Our cannon holder. I'm not sure why. It needs to be over here. Cannon holder low, cannon holder high, and I think we're just missing that high poly on this side, so maybe I'll just do the same thing, mesh, mirror that. Maybe that'll help the fix the weird bake errors. So when we baked initially, it didn't have the mirror form. All right, so that should fix that problem. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that history. Optimize scene size. And let's go ahead and do a resend off. So the high poly first. Well, actually, it's the high poly only, actually, because I didn't change any bit in the low poly. Okay. So yeah, I think it's just that. I think that was the only issues. These two pieces, the cannon pieces. This piece looks a bit odd here. I wonder if that's an issue. I think that didn't bake properly. Let's figure out why. All right, that should have all sent. I'm gonna save. And let's reload our bake. Okay, big mesh maps. I'm gonna delete my last high poly, then go back to this. Here's our new high poly. Let's go ahead and bake again. See if this fixes itself. I don't really know what's happening with the cannons. It's pretty strange. Cannon low. Cannon low, cannon high. Cannon holder low, cannon holder high. Yeah, I don't see any errors really. Or why it would do that. Okay, now it's baking properly. There we go. It's fixed. I'll be right back. I'll turn the AC on. It's too hot. All right, cool. All right, now they're fixed. Awesome. Yeah, that was pretty weird. So I guess the mirrored pieces I needed to mirror on the high poly when I rebaked it. That's good to know. Okay, much better. That's looking pretty bad. Okay, cool. Now it's fixed. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the ship here. I'm gonna make this 3D only. I think I need to do the UVs right now. All right. Go to gold. Copy this, and then let's go over to the ship. Turn the parrot down. Gold. Oh, that's gold trim. Here's gold. Delete this new gold here. Definitely looks better with having some information. All right, cool. All right, so what else we need? We need the jacket. Okay, that's the jacket from the ship, so I'm gonna do blue. Here's metal. Let's do metal real quick. It's already open. Metal. Delete the original base. That's already looking way cooler. There's a bit of weirdness happening with the the ball here, where it's kind of grabbing that the UV scene. We definitely need to figure that out. I think it's going to be the pattern. Yeah, the pattern is what's doing that. So I need to figure out how to avoid the seams being highlighted, basically, so it doesn't look so weird there. That's happening on our cannons too. So let's figure out what that problem is. So we go to pattern. Let's make sure that it's looping properly. Okay, we got 2 loop. If anything, I might have just reduced the pattern opacity, but I'd rather not, if I can help it. Okay, so definitely adding the balance change affects quite a lot. This is because it's doing less of the pattern. I don't want less of the pattern. I just want it to not expose the seams. I think it's just the settings of here, if I remember right. Instead of UV projection, I need to do a triplanar projection. There we go. Triplanar projection is where it's at. Alright, so now it's not highlighting those seams anymore. The seams are still visible here, but it's not nearly the same. And then projection, planar projection is even cleaner, looks like. Spherical looks kind of rough, at least on the cannonball. Fill. So either triplanar, or because triplanar still has a little bit of that seam issue on the cannons at least. I'll think I'll try the planar projection. Interesting. I wonder if that'll look better on Hookbeard too if I do planar projection. It may not. Let's see real quick. pattern, grunge, UV projection. Let's do planar projection instead. See what that looks like. Okay, that kind of deadens everything. I don't like that actually. Let's try planar projection real soon. See what that looks like. Triplanar looks a little bit better. Yeah, I feel like it just loses all that fun roughness detail that I'm enjoying. Yeah, so pattern with let's see here. Let me go back to this metal. With planar projection, just looks like it's non-existent. So triplanar looks like it's, even though it has the edges highlighted a little bit, it looks like it's the best option to have some of that fun and grunge. It actually shows it properly. Planar projection. It's still there. It's, you know, it's still there. It just looks like it's the breakup is just different. I'll keep triplanar for now. No, that seems really bothering me. I think this seems going to be a problem. Yeah, it seems like no matter what I'm doing, like it seems like that seam is going to be an issue. At least a little bit. All right, that's fine. You know, we can only do so much. All right, let's get the next piece online. So we have our gold trim. Copy. And actually our gold trim I think is going to be similar to our wood in roughness, so I might change that at least for the roughness type of thing. Let's see. Gold trim. I'll up the highlighting a little bit more. Let's see here. We're going to see more highlighting. Let me go ahead and mask to see what's going on a little bit better. Yeah, that was pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing with the other stuff here. So I'm going to copy this and then bring it over to it's not really a leather here, this is just brown. That actually looks kind of fun. I actually like that quite a bit. But definitely a little too different. Let's get this highlighting looking a little bit like it should. And AO. I don't think I can see the AO that much. I think it's so subtle. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this over to the right, so I'm gonna pop it a little bit more. There we go, looks pretty cool. Sweet. Let me get this brown a little bit more with the cherry on. Cherry in. There we go, I like that. A bit more like a red brown. Cool. Alright. So now I can copy this over for this altwood here. So copy. Where's that altwood at? So it's the rope, I see. You know what? I'll grab a rope. That's fine. Copy, but without the pattern. And then that will reflect on the critter chest right here. Chest wood. There we go. That's looking way cooler. Right off the bat, that's looking way cooler. Chest wood, I think I want to have a little bit more saturated, just a little bit more. There we go. I dig that. All right, it's looking a lot more fun. I think it's the blue is one of the last things. Let's get that jacket information. Excuse me. And this black, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so this is just the colors probably. I think are the main additions that I need to do, and then green. Reduce the gold trim, reduce the metal. Okay, this is green. It's only a little bit of green on this. So that's not really a big deal. Alright, let's go for blue, our jacket. AO and HL, highlight. And I'm just copying and pasting stuff from Hookbeard. And then we'll do a global gradient and detail pass, and we'll be good to go on Hookbeard. Awesome, we're getting super close to the finish line on them. Let's see how that's looking. Go to my highlight levels. Get a mask. Let's see what's going on there. And there we go. I like that highlights a little bit cleaner. Okay, and then let's see how AO is doing. Go to my levels, go to masks. Okay, AO is pretty dang subtle. Let me crank this up a little bit maybe. It's a little bit subtle, but that's alright. Alright, I think the last one is black. So I can go to Hookbeard's hair. Copy. That is our black. Should have a similar level. Okay, I'm gonna go to my highlight. I think it's gonna be way too simple here. Alright, there we go. Okay, I think it's all looking pretty dang cool. Okay, got our gold up there too, looking sweet. Awesome. Might want some stamps on this. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and save this out real fast, and then let's see if I want to add a little bit of stamping. My gold. Do a new one. This will just be height. So this would be, let's see. Alphas. So we have to find a bolt somewhere. I just like a circle. That's all I really need. Something super simple. This might work. Black basket out of paint. Let's see what I can do with this. Symmetry. go. All right, so I think it'd be nice if I had just a typical hard brush or something, or see basic soft that has a small fall off. That might be even better. If I increase the hardness, that should increase. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Let's follow these boards actually, now that I think about it. And what I can do here is I can always just adjust the height so it doesn't show out as much. I actually like the silver better. Yeah, that looks way better with just a little bit of color differences. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here, that actually makes me excited. So I'm going to do... in the metal. Add this to metal. And then okay, so now I can basically just go into paint here and then paint that out here. So like this. Why it's going straight into... I know it's why it's going straight into chest wood. Alright, it's because my metal... And I go back to faces. There we go. So it just needs to be on the areas that I'm seeing it at. There we go. So now, whoops, here too. Alright, so now I should be able to paint this out. And I should be able to see the height from the metal. Supposedly. Oh, it's not showing out. Why isn't it showing out? I know why. Copy. Paste. That's why. Couple little issues there. There we go. Okay, so now we're back in business. Yeah, this makes the treasure look way more fun. So some simple metal bolts. There we go. That looks better, right there, and then. It looked fine from the back, but not from the front. Yeah, that's a lot cooler. I'm digging that. Sure. If I can get like mostly done in one tap. Looks like the gold color needs more the wood, I think. There we go. So the wood is black mass out of this zone. And then now I can hide that gold color. I wonder now if I should like add like gold stuff, the gold equivalent or something like that on some other places, but I think it's fine. Here could be fun. Just have like the opposite. I have like gold bolts. Maybe that could be fun. See how that looks. Not worth it. Now that I think about it, I actually don't like it on here. I think it was a fun idea, but I think I'm gonna undo those. It just adds a little too much detail. I want this to pop better. The top pot to pop everything's better, so I'll hold off on that. All right, look at that detail pass going. And that'll be the last thing we need to do for Hookbeard, for texturing wise anyway, which is awesome.
To start this last part on the body, create a folder and name it detail.
Let me pop that off. I love going back to this tutorial that helps me do the detail pass, because the detail pass is super weird. And it's like hyper specific, that helps things pop. So I really kind of like looking back at the tutorial kind of to see how he's done it. it's helpful. So I'm gonna put a details folder above everything rather than on individual ones. Details. Okay, and this is going to be a pass-through folder. Okay, what we're doing here is we're making pass-through on everything. So all these are going to be pass-through. Except for emissive. Emissive doesn't need to be pass-through. Metallic, pass-through. Normals, pass-through. Okay, so now we have this details pass-through folder. And I'm going to bring in a baked lighting. So let's see here. Baked lighting into the details folder. There we go. We don't want them to be fully gray and ruin all of our stuff, so we also need to bring this. Brings a soft light. They did it for us. Hold on. Oh, because of my normals. Undo that. Go back to base color and then do soft light. That's what is going on. I'm gonna kill this desktop audio so I can just listen to this without it being a problem. Okay, yeah. Soft light's definitely a little bit overblown, so I'm going to reduce that. Okay. Material. Alright, so I'll do roughness at 0.75. Reflective 12. Diffuse AO. I mean, even just the base color looks really fun. Like, even if I just had the base color on here, this would be a really fun piece just with the base colors. Okay, diffuse AO. I'll have be 0.5. Yeah, Specular AO. Oh, why didn't do that? Oh, that's cavity. Yeah, cavity 0.5, specular AO. See, diffuse 0.5. Yeah, so pretty much 0.5 on a lot of these. Specular cavity. Cavity smoothness, I think 25 looks good. 0.5 and 0.8. Alright, now the lighting is looking a little bit different than I'd prefer. Let's see what we can do with that lighting. So yeah, I think this one can be this way and this one can be this way. Just have a little bit of opposite lighting. We get into kind of a double bounce light here. I'm gonna try to do a darker actually, let's see if I just do like pure white here. Not deal with that at all. Okay. Bring the horizon color to a white. Ground color being black is fine. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna add a gain. So I'm gonna bring this below the baked lighting. So I'll create this and put it here. Change everything but the roughness here. .55. 3D Perlin noise. This is just for a little bit of break. I think it's pretty good to do. Mask. Just a little bit of break up here. Okay, in roughness, linear dodge add. Okay, that was pretty cool. We went to base color. Should be good. Standard layer. Put this below the game. Sharpen. Pass-through mode. Let's just sharpen all the details by a little bit. Should be good. Okay, Substance Painter doing an auto save. I'm gonna just do a full save anyway. So I'm gonna go to all of these different layer types and then add a pass-through mode to it. Roughness pass. And the last one, or metallic and normals. Okay, it's fine. Alright, cool. Everything should be good now. Actually, don't think you did that on the normals. Let's see. Normal, and then actually, I'm wondering if he did it on the normals here as well. Okay, I think that's fine. I'm not just talking about on this section because I'm so new to this stuff too. The details on here, I kind of go through a unique pipeline with this, and it's hard for me to explain when I'm kind of listening to this. All right, go to filters. Add a sharpen filter to it. Okay. All right. See these details pop. So you can kind of see what it's doing here. It's definitely going to be interesting. Oh, it looks like I have a little bit of gold happening right here on the under the underarm. That's something I need to fix for sure. But definitely need to reduce that. It's a little too sharp. 15. Alright, concavity. Multiply mode. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Alright, so just color and roughness for this one. When coming up with designs for your characters, do you have any particular guidelines, or do you just go ham? Yeah, actually, so I do actually have a style guide for the characters. So it's not just off of a whim. Here, I can show you that real quick. Chaos Card Style Guide. There we go. Alright, yeah. So here is kind of like our style guide here. Slideshow. So yeah, I kind of have the style guide here that I kind of explain the, like, what I want from the style. I wanted very like rubber hosey. I wanted to be kind of like Crash, a few other series like Mario, very cartoony stylized effects and everything. So yeah, I have a kind of aesthetic breakdown of what I want, and I am actually going for like the head is basically a third of the height of the character, so I very stylized, very similar to a few of these different franchises. So kind of like, yeah, Mario, Crash, and I think Brawl Stars would probably reflect the most. But yeah, so I kind of have this like very, very simple style guide that I had built out before. Yeah, I hope that explains it. Go ahead, dark gray. Black mask and a fill. Welcome to the stream, Jonathan, by the way. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Did he add a white mask this time? Oh, concavity map. Okay, that's right. So I'm going to go to projects, and I'm going to bring in, I think it's my curvature for this one. What does thickness do? Let's see what thickness does real quick. That's an interesting map. Yeah, curvature. Let's make this pop. And then adding levels. Let's bring these nodes closer to the mountain peak here. And pop that to the right side. think that's what I'm looking for. Oops. Mask. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So just kind of a little extra bump on here. So let's see what it looks like with and without it. Well, it's taking out a lot of our highlights. I'm not really sure if I like that too much. I'll probably say I ended up reducing this pretty heavily. Let's see what that's like. But yeah, it's really popping the highlights, but it's making them super dark. That's kind of rough. Right now I'm just kind of adding a little detail pass. I'm kind of seeing what will make the details pop a little bit more. And this is going like through everything here, so. Yeah, I think what I needed to do is just get rid of it on the, especially on here. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, this just needs let's add a blur to this, I think. Add a filter, add a, not sharpen, add a blur. It needs to be super subtle blur though, like maybe 0.05 or something. I'm gonna take it out of the face area. So I'm gonna add a paint and then let's get rid of it on the face. Ooh, not that much. Where's my pen? There we go. I'm gonna go just to mask here and let's get rid of all that on the face. I don't want any of this concavity on the face here. Okay, it's getting really good. Just making sure. Mask. And I do have symmetry on. I'm pretty sure this is just to highlight some of those edges. It kind of just makes it a little bit more It pops the edges a little bit more with some dark hits, just so it's not all just simple and dark. And on just the AO, it actually has some kind of variation and everything for the highlight areas too. That's probably what that is for. And I may even get rid of this concavity because I think it just struggles with a lot of character stuff, but I think there is a call for it, but I just don't know if I want it. So I'm getting rid of it on all the skin bits and keeping it on the jacket area. So let's make sure it's completely gone on the skin. No skin. Okay. A little bit of skin happening here. Alright, and because of the asymmetry, I just need to turn off this. It's like a Tron character now with the being just black and white like this. And I turn off the skin here. It's like I'm texturing a Tron character. Okay, just get rid of all on the bottom and the top here. There we go. I think that should be good. Try to figure out how to paint over generated mask AO cavity for a few days. Glad I know now. Yeah, glad I could help. So yeah, you basically just put a paint layer over everything, and even over the blur. So yeah, I blur, so I have my fill, then I add the levels to control the fill, right? Add a blur. I add a blur to almost everything, so everything's not so harsh and pixelated. And then I add a paint, so I can paint on or off any details. I can kind of override. You know, a manual override is important to me because it's almost never perfect when it's automatically generated, stuff like that. Bake maps are almost never perfect. Get rid of any other little art bugs I'm seeing on the skin. I think that's everything on the skin, so now I should be able to be good to go. Alright. So yeah, I think having this little pop looks okay. I might increase the blur a little bit more, so maybe like 0.7. Like 0.7's okay. But yeah, ultimately I might end up even getting rid of this just because I like the highlights so much. So we'll see what goes though. But yeah, okay. Let's add another fill layer. Make this a little bit darker. Alright, let's add a gradient. So this would be an interesting one. I'm going to go ahead and make this multiply. And probably just in color. I think color is all I need. And then I'm going to go ahead and call this gradient. Darker. Okay, add a black mask. And I'll have to have multiple gradients for this guy because there's multiple different things happening here. Okay, I'm gonna So I'm gonna add a fill to this. Add fill, and then on the fill, I'm gonna define a 3D. Get rid of that. 3D linear gradients, the second one here. Now in mask mode, I can see what's going on a little bit better. There we go. I'm gonna invert so that the dark is on the bottom side, or like that really is because the light's on the bottom side, but the light is the dark because I chose this layer to be kind of darker. Adjust the balance here. Then decrease the contrast so that it's a little bit sharper. Want to kind of gradient out or get it darker on the legs mostly. That's kind of what we're going for. Tofu, do you want up? What do you want? Do you want to play? Yeah, you want to play. Alright. I guess we'll be back soon. Yeah, I'll play with you. Grr. Grr. There we go. Oh my. This is Tofu. And she knows Tofu Kung Fu. She can feel your toes. What goes on? Oh my. You're in get mode, huh? Oh my. Oh, I get. Well, I was wanting to get work done. She's wanting to get my feet. You just want to play, huh? You trying to play? Yeah, you trying to play. Yeah, I'm kind of just staring at the screen all day and not playing with the kitty cat. Why is that? Don't understand. Oh, I don't understand. Just a kitty. Kitties must play. Oh, that's my finger. Oh man. Have you gotten all your gets? Nope. You have not gotten all your gets. Oh, I get you. I thought about adding a little like character mascot kind of thing for one of the racers. I thought about adding it for the mage racer just to have some fun, but I don't really. I am kind of concerned about there being like, you know, not necessarily PETA, but like PETA type issues where it's like just like, oh, it's animal abuse, you're supporting animal abuse. Why, you know, it's a combat game and you have a cat. I don't know. I don't think it matters that much, but yeah, I might end up doing that as a fun mascot. Oh, I get 'ems. Oh, get 'ems. Jeez. I gotta do art, Tofu. I gotta do art. So yeah, this is the terror that's attacking my feet while I'm trying to draw into art. Cha! Ooh, gotta get that muzz. Gotta get that muzz. Oh, I got it. Oh, I get that muzz. So just take a little nibble out of my ankle. Just let me know she wants to play. Oh boy. Oh boy. Too crazy. How you get so crazy? Huh? How you get so crazy? Oh man. It's gonna be the Tofu show. She's a lot more entertaining than me doing Gameart. Just to have her take my hand all day. She'll love it. You're just kidding me, huh? Man, we just filed your nails. Why are you so sharp? Oh man. Alright, Tofu. Let's stop attacking Daddy. Jeez. Alright. Hopefully she'll leave me on my feet alone for a little bit. Usually a little picking up will help that. Alright, let's see how this gradient's looking. Alright, let's see here. So I want full white on the feet and full black on like the head area. That's one thing that that's what I wanted to do, so I'm gonna bring this. Decrease the contrast even more here. We're getting there. Something like right there, right around the beard zone, like the halfway beard zone. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Cool. And I don't mind the gradient getting on the hook. I think that's overall a good thing, but I don't want it to override the hook too much. And so say if you had something like this where it is what is down here and you didn't want that to be bothered, then you can just add a paint and then override that too. So I can go ahead and go on to here and then just cut that off like that. That way the gradient stops at this point, and I can do my own gradient here if I want to at a later time. Because I don't want it to like lose its fun, and if I want to have a gradient for this, I actually might have it go up like this rather than the other way. So like for instance, I can add a new gradient. So duplicate layers. This time I'm gonna kill this paint here. And let's do a new paint. And this time I can add it to everything except for that zone. So let's say I'm gonna cut everything off except for the hook. And I'm just using mesh fill for this. It's an easy way to do it. Alright, so now I have something that's just for the hook only. But I want to have an opposite gradient. So let's go ahead and reverse the gradient by linear gradient, false. There we go. Let's have an opposite gradient. Now, one cool thing you can do here is I can choose my position. So start position, I can go to here. I can just grab this. Oh, not in that mode actually. I'm gonna go to position map and my material. There we go. My starting point will be here, and my end point will be there. Press M, you can see what's going on here now. So I can go to my mask, and now it's only reflecting on the hook alone. So now I'm going to increase the contrast some, and then I'm going to do a, what's it that was like? M. Okay, I don't want it to be, unless I made that a fun saturated feel. So maybe if I had like that could be kind of fun. But I feel like for this, let me bring up my references real fast. Let's see what I can find. What does Overwatch do? Load, hook beard. How does Overwatch handle that? It's darker, that's fine. No weapon itself. I think it's just a gradient up, so yeah, I need to reverse this. So I'm going to flip this gradient. Like this, now I have a shadow, and then it really pops to the end. That's what I'm looking for. Go back to masks one more time here. Masks. There we go. Much better. Now, actually, one thing I want to do is make sure that I have 100% on one area. So, let's do 100% white, which it almost is. Squelch my contrast some, and then here I'm just gonna go on faces and then just get rid of that. So there we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's fantastic. Okay. Cool. All right, and this gradient here is also affecting this back ship as well. So I think I need to go in this gradient and might need to paint off that ship real quick. So I'm going to go into mask. And actually it looks pretty much like what I would want to do for the ship. So that actually might be perfect. Yeah, actually I'm digging that actually. I'm gonna hold off on that. Let's go ahead and keep that the way it is. which is surprisingly it works. And then we need to add more gradients. So one thing I can do is let's go ahead and reduce the visibility of this gradient. I don't want it to like pop so hard and make everything super dark, so just play around with how much I want to affect everything. I'll do roughly 35%, I think. Right? So not nothing too harsh. Let's see here. I'm actually liking 50%. I think that looks pretty good, actually. All right, awesome. And then we'll do the same thing with the one here. Okay, for the hook one, I actually do like more of a more obvious one, so I'm actually going to keep it at 70 for the hook. Alright, so one thing I'll need to do is I'll still need to add some gradient information for like other parts of the ship, like say like the say like these guys. I actually want to turn that off now that I think about it. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Go to paint, and then I'm just going to go in object fill and turn off the gradients here, mostly because these are going to move. These are going to rotate, and it's going to look really weird to have baked in gradients for these like that. So any kind of gradient that I will have on these actually going to be like more color gradients across the side like this. Okay. So I'll worry about that soon. So it is also common to get rid of the gradient on the arm. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's see here. I don't mind it being on the arm like a whole lot. I think it's pretty subtle. You know what, I think I might leave it, but I need to consider the... Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the gradient from me. I'm not gonna worry about that because it's just so subtle. I think it could be fine. But yeah, if you want to get rid of that, you can just go ahead and paint, and then you can just go into face mode, then pop those off. But yeah, I don't mind myself. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish off the gradients. Let's figure out what else we want to have gradiented before I move on to the next step. Let's go ahead and do the parrot gradient. So that'll be the next thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the first gradient. So duplicate layers. And then, but this time I need to change up the mask. So let's see, mask. Let's go ahead and get rid of everything but the parrot. So I'm gonna just grab everything here like that. And then the parrot's good to go. So let's just change up the balance first. Balance up like this, and then the contrast needs to really peak, so I need to like reduce the contrast heavily. Because it's just a small character, really. There we go. And it's subtle, but it's there. Kind of fun. Again, for poly like this, it may be fine to have no gradient, but I think it's okay. Oh, also the concavity is really looking really bad on him, so I'm gonna change that for poly here. It's gonna completely cut off concavity access here on poly. There we go. No concavity on poly. Much better. Alright, so let's see here. Let's do a roughness breakup as the last thing for this, but actually, let's do real quick before I do anything else. Let's figure out this gradient thing on this last part. Let's see, 3D linear gradient, masks. So far, the cannonball has no gradient, which is what I want. I think that's a better call right now. So let's do. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this gradient again. But in this paint, okay, no effect, no effect. Literally everything but the treasure chest for this one. All right, and it'll be the bottom of the treasure chest, not the top of the treasure chest. So just this one. And so now if I change the balance, there we go. Contrast needs to be sharp. It's gonna be pretty tight, so let's figure this out. Just kind of pop this treasure chest more. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. It's barely noticeable. Let's see if I crank the multiply up a little bit. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. Awesome. The top probably doesn't need the gradient at all, probably. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I think that might have been the last thing that I wanted to do for that. So the gradients are finished now. I'm going to call it for now. Finished for gradients. And so now it's going to be just roughness breakup pass. I'm going to do a fill layer and just have the color and roughness. Roughness I'm going to have like, I think probably like 1. And then the color, we go. Just for right now. Alright, so this one's going to be pretty specific. Ugh. Specific. Let's make this an overlay for right now. Let's change this. Breakup roughness. And overlay. Alright, so now I'm going to add a black mask, add a paint. Alright, and now in brushes, I'm going to go all the way down to the watercolor, because that has one of the best breakups that I know of. So if I were to paint on here, you can kind of see what's going on. It's super dark for right now, but it will be it'll be much lighter in the the next part. So I'm gonna what's easiest for me to do is I'm gonna go into masks, just make sure there's a roughness breakup on everything all around here, and I'm gonna use my pen for this one. I'm making quite large, and I'm just gonna go tap everything here. This is just a general roughness breakup that affects all the stuff. I'm going to go back and get rid of it on the eyes. So that's the only thing I don't want it to be on. So that is one consideration. You could leave it on the eyes if you want to. I don't want to. This just adds a little bit of continuity and a little bit of like, a little bit more interest. Just kind of some fun roughness breakup here. Then you can also hit harder, and then you can do the opposite as well. Press X, you can do the opposite hit. So you have a really cool breakup here. Alright, so we're working on the poly here. And then our ship here. I'm just doing a roughness breakup on everything here. Alright, so just hitting all these pieces. It's going to include the ball. I didn't hit the ball with almost anything, so just as a understanding, I do want to hit on this one. It's nothing directional, but general breakup is fine, just not a directional gradient. Just kind of generally making a mess here. Okay, now we press X and just do the opposite a little bit. We're generally just trying to make a really random feeling roughness breakup here. And that watercolor makes it really feel like it's random. Alright. Now real quick, let's go ahead and see what it's actually doing. I'm gonna press M for material, and let's see how it looks. Alright, So to see the differences, let's go ahead and just do, I'm actually going to show you. It's pretty much just like an interesting continuity, bounce, kind of like toss-up area. And then I just need to reduce the opacity. I'm going to reduce it to 75% right now. And let's see here. I think I missed the bottom of the feet here. Keep on hitting the normals. I didn't really miss it. There we go. Yeah, just a general breakup of information. It's just kind of fun and nice to have. Oh, that's the gradient reference breakup. Here we go. What I want to do is increase the level here. Let's go to levels. Let's go ahead and increase this. Might be helpful. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Alright, I think that we're good to go on Hookbeard's vehicle and himself and Polly. I think we're basically done. That's a little bit too much breakup on here. I'm just going to go ahead and reduce that on his belly. I think I'm just going to reduce this whole pass by a little bit. I think it's just a little strong. Let's see how it looks. I think it looks better on the ship than it does on him, which is interesting. So that's something to consider. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my roughness breakup maybe chop those levels off, actually. I think that's totally fine. How much is it on here for him? I think it kills a little bit too much of the metal here. There we go. I dig that. Just like 30% on the normal, and then yeah, and then 100 on there. All right, cool. So I think that we're good to go, and I am officially done texturing Hookbeard, his, and everything here. I thought about maybe adding in some gold into this. I think that could be fun. I'm not sure about that right now, so I'm gonna hold off on that. But overall, this is gonna looking like a lot of fun, and I'm just gonna leave that black for right now. All right, awesome. Pulled off a lot of stuff today. Get a good shot of them. I'm still a little bit iffy on the gain. Or no, it was not the gain, the concavity. The concavity is just a bit too. Just kind of kills a lot of the information that I like. Add a levels here. You know, I think what I'm going to do is just reduce this. So it needs to be 100% fill, but then I can just reduce. Yeah, I'd like 30%. I don't like it being that heavy. That feels better to me. So now it won't squelch the highlight so hard. Awesome. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we've finished up Hookbeard here. One other thing I could consider is just maybe the tread be black, but I'm not worried about that. You almost never see his boots anyway. Sweet, let's get some beauty shots for the crew and in the stream, I think. Well, actually, one other thing I need to do is I need to make sure that he's the proper scale. That's another important part. We go over to here. And real quick, let's go ahead and add our friend Malfoy. So let's go to characters, or maybe let's maybe add talk. Actually, we just made talk. Let's add him. I think this is our final talk. Let's make sure. Oh, that's old talk. All right. So let's see here. Low poly. Oh yeah, that's because it's okay. So talk, new. That's what it was. All right. So talk low, or really SKM talk would be good. Let's see, texturing, SKM talk. Here we go. And Malboy scale was one of the other ones too. So let's look at Malboy scale. During an end to the stream that won't end until the character's finished. Yep, that's the point. That's the idea. Let's see what SKM talk looks like. Okay, he was looking way too not the right scale. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide the high polys. And let's go ahead and unhide the low polys. Then I'm going to grab these groups and Control D these groups. Now I'm going to hide the original groups. And now I want to merge everything here, just for right now. Edit mesh. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and bring them all to 0 axis. Let's see. Alright, I know what I need to do. Alright, I'm just going to skip all that. Let's go ahead and just grab all this stuff and merge to other than these. So the teeth are a little bit different. Okay, combine. Let's go ahead and delete history. And this is going to be our pose stuff. Pretty low. Okay, cool. Or not pose, this is going to be our SKM. SKM underscore hook beard. Oh, not hook bear. Hook beard. There we go. Alright, let's get into a place that we want him to be. So now I need to grab faces. I'm going to bring this closer to center. Bring this away real quick. Bring this up. Bring this over. I guess I need to bring all this stuff over real quick. Alright, I want to see what I did with the other guys. So, we scale for rig? Here we go. SKM talk. I don't know why that was so low. Test. Oh, that was the hair test. That's what that was. That is a fun beauty shot. Oops, let's go ahead and cancel that and just bring it a little bit closer. Let's get this. Let's get the max pixels here. We can pull off. There we go. That looks great. Roughly like here to here. Okay. Save. Awesome. So one cool thing I can do is I can bring the color on this guy. But I really want to get the proper scale. That's the big important part here. Actually, the posed one should be scaled properly. Let's see what that looks like. I'll bring his posed mesh in here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I get rid of the weapons. Alright, so we know that at least... Well, for one, it's way off, but... So let's just scale everything up. Good way to do that. So yeah, we want the 0 axis, or where the tires hit is at basically the line, the thick line. But if I scale it up, it's going to start going down. And so what I need to do is actually press D and get this all the way to the bottom here, holding down V. There we go, and then D again. Now if I hold X, then I can snap to grid. There we go. And now I should be able to scale. And he's a bit off the ground, but that's fine. He's going to be in the chassis anyway. Scale this up to a point where I feel like he will look better as a tank. So he needs to look like he's bigger than Talk and be mass bigger than Talk in general. But not so significant where they look like they're from different games. Alright, so his ship will probably be... Well, he's a floating ship, so he probably will be a little bit higher up. Let me press D, and then I want to bring this to where I think the center probably would be, which is going to be there. And then I'm going to bring this edge straight like that to match that edge. Alright, there we go. Now, bring this back some. If I hold X again, I can snap to grid, and I want to give this to right there. Looks good. And even though the character will be floating, I don't want it to be floating off this, because actually kind of important. Having it on the 0, 0, and then we, in the game, choose how tall we want it to be. So it looks like it's a little bit off. Press D, V, D again, X. There we go. Should be relatively centered. What is this? Why is this so off? Why is that rudder off by a whole grid point? One, two, three, four, five, six, five. Not even five. Why is it turned? Go off the top view. It was quite off. There we go. That was weird. So just look into proportion and all that stuff. Okay, that looks better. But now this chassis is off by a tad, so let's bring that here. And then now I need to go back to my rudder. Top view. Let's go ahead and snap that with X. There we go. Looks good again. Cool, so now we know it's fully centered. Awesome. What is that? Okay, that's the mer person. All right, so I think this will feel pretty cool. Let's bring this down a tad. Nothing else, this guy is going to be taller or higher up than most. So that'd be kind of cool. Meaning it feels more tanky than our character here, our talk character here. Which I believe he will. So. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and separate this one. Split. This is a prop. And props need to be 0, 0'd. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this middle mouse it outside of this. I'm going to group this and just call this rig ready. And then let's see what this looks like. Alright, I'm gonna freeze these transforms so the scale doesn't get all out of whack. So let's go ahead and modify, freeze transforms. That's fine. So now we go to object mode, modify center pivot. Let's bring it close to the here as possible. F. Snap to grid. And snap to grid, which is right there. All right, now we have our 0, 0. Now I'm going to again modify freeze transforms. So now this is frozen, and it is basically there for the programmers to do with what they want to do with it, right? All right, cool. Let's unhide all this. Now, real quick, I'm going to just check this. one more time. Okay, I think that'll be good. Cool. Back to 0 with you. Okay. This lid can actually go down on it now. I'm gonna go ahead and hide talk real fast so you can kind of get in the way. Okay, that was good. Poly is likely going to be a prop, so I'm going to, similar to the cannonball, split off poly. So let's go here, just make sure go to face mode, and let's go ahead and split off. Then I'm going to grab all these and merge so that he's all one. I'll call this poly. He probably have to have his own rig separate from that, just so he can animate and flap around and stuff like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring him to 0, 0. So Alt-H. Let's modify center pivot real quick. Should be good. I'm actually going to make his pivot point at the bottom of his feet. So unlike the cannonball where it's right in the middle, I'm going to have this at the bottom of the feet. D again. Now let's hold X to snap to grid. A little bit off here at the center. There we go. Now let's check the side view, and he's off grid on this side. Hold down X to snap. I'm going to reset the center. D again, X to snap, there we go. And then now freeze transforms, modify freeze transforms. Okay, he's as tall as he's going to be, and he is now 0-0'd out. So, I'm going to call this SKM parrot, so it's easier for the programmers to understand what's going on. Right. Unhide the rig stuff. This is the cannonball. Cannonball. sim underscore cannonball. There we go. And the last thing here, last things, I guess, is we have Hookbeard's mouth bag stuff. Definitely needs to be shrunk down. I actually don't see his eyeballs. Where does his eyes go? What the heck? What happened to Beard's eyes? How did his eyes get deleted? Let's see, what? Really, problem just kind of sucks. Go ahead and hide that off. Let's bring in the Hookbeard to low. So Hookbeard to low again. So that's HP. No. Hookbeard system low. I have no idea what happened to the eyes. Let's go ahead and duplicate those. Trying to scale, trying to move. Now trying to scale. Go ahead and hide a Hookbeard again. a little bit big. Let's go ahead and change that up. I think it was 52. Okay, that's gonna bother me. I think what I'm gonna do is delete Hookbeard and then no. I know what I'm gonna do. Hide. Hide, hide. Control D. Alright, this is his new one. So I'm going to merge this together. Let's try that again. So I'm going to go down here. Just reset my pivot. DX. F. Get this to 0, 0, X. I think it was roughly 52. Alright, now let's find the other Hookbeard. Should be rig ready, Hookbeard. Let's make sure it matches. .3 is pretty dang close. Alright, I'm gonna delete this one. Face mode, delete. Now I have the new Hookbeard. Now let's fix this. Alright. Face mode, and bring this down. F. I'll bring this into his mouth here. So down, in. Make sure everything is hidden pretty well, and then I can kind of judge from the outside here. Just for a tester, I'm going to just delete these beard parts. Okay, it's going through that. That's not bad. I'm going to hide these instead. Come on. Shift double tap, shift double tap. There we go. Not cut into his face here. Looking good. Now he has teeth and tongue. Awesome. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and unhide everything. And now I can bring him on the ship here. And I think, if I remember right, if I hide this and bring up talk. Let's see. The talk pose is a little bit different than talk. Talk new. Talk low. Okay, so that's before. $424. So it really should just be SKM talk, really. Okay, let's see here. I gave it directly to the rigger guy. Let's see if I can find that real fast, and then I can set it. Machiavelli. Ah, that's why. MB talk. All of his pieces. Floor rigging. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so the problem was is that I had never exported it as an FBX, so it's on a separate Maya file, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why I couldn't find it. It's because it's just on another Maya file. There we go. So really all I wanted to know was, did I 0-0 talk out by the feet, or did I have him kind of on the seat? And I think I just 0-0'd him by his feet, so that should be an easy fix, or an easy little decision here. All right. Let's go ahead and just go to talk and hide everything else. Okay, and he is 0-0'd out by his feet. All right, cool. That's all I needed to know. Don't save. Delete history, optimize scene size. There we go. So the parrot, the ball, they're both zeroed out here because they're kind of props, right? And then here is his final piece. Let's just see how he sits down on here on his actual seat here. Should be good. So yeah, he'll be roughly like that. And his feet will just kind of come straight out. That looks pretty dang epic, and he can just rest his hands on his cannons. His like, it's kind of like armrest cannons, you know, just have the typical. All right, that's gonna look really sick. If I want to be like larger, then I could, you know, increase the size by a tad. I really don't want to overdo it. And in fact, one of the things I do want to do is I want to reduce the cart by a little bit. So let's go ahead and shrink the cart by a tad here. And for some reason, I'm not sure how that happened. Go ahead and hide that. D, X. Let's get that to 0 here, 0 there. Okay, let's bring this down to the true X. Awesome. Okay, it's looking good. Now, I'm going to hide Hookbeard real fast, and let's just see the scale of Talk. So he is roughly 1/2 the mass, if not a little bit less, than his actual cart. If it was Mario Kart, then he would be more like this. Right, it's a very Mario Kart thing to do. And so, this is a significantly different scale that we have. All right, cool. Save real quick before it crashes on me. Okay, I think that he's roughly that amount of his mass too. Roughly. Alright, let's decide where we want everything to be. I kind of like it popped out like that. I think it's fine. It's clipping a little bit. Alright. Is it in sitting down height? Roughly right there-ish. Let's see how it looks from the back. Looks pretty cool from the back. This beard's kind of just inside is... It'd be really funny if he actually drove with his beard. That'd be hilarious. But then you wouldn't be able to stretch out. It'd be kind of goofy. It'd be too goofy, I think. All right. So I think I need to scale him down a little bit more to fit better. I don't want his beard actively clipping through the entire time. Yeah, it would be kind of weird. Alright, I think we're good. So now, let's see how different he is from Talk himself. Let's see. It's actually not... He's actually smaller than Talk. That's interesting. I don't really want that to be the case. Alright, so I think that we definitely will need to actually affect this. Now that I think about it. Now that I'm seeing it fully. Talk should not be bigger than Hookbeard here. Alright, I think I'm digging that. That's a good scale. Alright, so I think we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and hide Talk real fast. Let's go ahead and get rid of Talk. And then Hookbeard needs to be zeroed out. And everything else needs to be zeroed out too, because now the scale is a bit off. So let's make sure everything is working the way it should. Alright, modify freeze transforms, hide, poly. Yeah, that's fine. Modify freeze transforms, hide, and then the ship. Modify freeze transforms. This is boat siren. Let's go ahead and bring this over here, bring this over here. Delete history, optimize my scene size. And this would be my SKM underscore boat siren, SKM underscore Hookbeard. There we go. And now I just need to make sure that he is zeroed out. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this. Then let's bring this down. Hold down X. Okay, side view. Hold down X. Snap to center. There we go. I think the center on him could be a little bit further back, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this maybe to here. Then D again. Hold down X to snap that to center. There we go. And let's go ahead and modify freeze transforms. Okay, it's looking awesome. Heck yes. Super stoked about this. Alright, and then let's delete history again. So delete all my type history. Optimize my scene size once more. Let's go ahead and save. Save scene. So now I'm going to go ahead and make a rigger version of this. So this is the file that I'm going to bring the rigger. So I'm going to file save scene as, and then let's go ahead and find where I want to save that. So I'm going to go here. Let's make a new folder. Rigging. All right, and I'll go ahead and save here. Let's go ahead and set project there too for right now. Set project, create default workspace. All right, and then I want to bring in the color now. So now that we have the color from Substance Painter, let's go ahead and show that off. So save. Let's go ahead and just export. Just the color map really is all we need. Let's do Daniel Pact, and then I'm gonna export all these over here. So let's go system, Hookbeard, and let's add the texturing folder. Texturing. A little bit confused on the new folder. What the heck is the new folder? Characters, Hookbeard, new. I'll clear the folders after this. So select folder, Hookbeard. So we have normals. We're only missing a missive, really. Let me see if I have that in Unreal 4 Pact. Does that have a missive? That has a missive. I'll keep that then. Okay, export. Now we only need this base color. Go ahead and export. So I exported the textures out. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. And I'm gonna do a quick renaming before I do anything else. So on my texturing, there's our base color. Oops, and I forgot that I don't want to have it be PNG. I want it to be Targas. So let's change that real fast. So export textures again. Instead of PNG, I'm going to do Target or TGA folder file types. 8-bit's fine. Okay, packed. Yep, it's all in the same spot. I'm going to re-export. And the one downside to Targa, so the good thing is that it input map opacity. I don't have any opacity anyway, so cancel. Okay, so now the kind of the sad thing is that it doesn't have colors to show off what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete my PNG, but I know these are based off of just the name convention. So this would be, for textures I always do T underscore, and this will be diffuse or diff. Hookbeard, get rid of that. So I just need T underscore Hookbeard underscore diff. Oh, I know what that is. I can't delete the TGA at the beginning. That's what it was. That's the error sign. And actually, I'm happy for that it told me. So I'll do diff. I'll keep this Hookbeard underscore Hookbeard. So T underscore Hookbeard underscore diff underscore, or sorry, dot TGA. That's what I need to have it be. Here's my ORM. So I'm gonna change this to my occlusion and roughness metallic. Let's delete all this and T. There we go. Now normal is in our NRM, and then T. There we go. And then last one, ours are emissive. That's EM for emissive. Hookbeard underscore T underscore hookbeard emissive. Okay, cool. But so we have that, and that's going to be good for Unreal. But for our Maya file, just so that the rigger has a better, more fun and more clarity on what's going on, let's go ahead and turn on our texture mode. This is right here next to the wireframe mode. Now I can grab everything, right click hold, and so it's already the M underscore hookbeard. So I'm going to, instead of assign new material, just material attributes. All right, just want to go to C, M hookbeard. Now this little checker mode, and file, folder. Let's find those textures. Texturing, and I just want the diffuse, the color map. And then it'll take a second to load. There we go. So now you can see the color. So it should show up on here too. I don't know why it's not showing up on the boat. It's a bit odd. View. So yeah, it should be showing up on the boat. Yeah, you've got UV editing. Let me turn off that. Turn on texture instead. Very odd. So I'm going to delete all the other stuff. Let's see here. All my high polys can be deleted on the rigging form. Okay, this looks good. Is the ship messed up though? Okay, that looks good on the low, smaller form of everything. So that's kind of weird that's not showing up on the duplicated form of it. Go ahead and hide these groups real fast. Let's see what's going on. Let's just reaffirm that this is the same material. So 6 material. Okay, it's good. And part of it is already textured, so that's what's weird about it. Okay. All right, I know this is probably the solution. Go ahead and save scene. And I'm going to just, yes, that's fine. Let's go ahead and reopen it and see if that helps it. Kind of goofy, but usually does work. Okay, and this is in rigging. Save it here. And let's see if I can see all my textures now when I restart. That usually fixes a lot of stuff. And then we'll be done. I can send it over to rigging and we'll be done with Hookbeard. Be awesome. Okay, that's pretty weird. Why are the textures being squelched? Only other explanation I can think of for this is that there are those stupid UV set editor. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's 2 UV sets. Let's see what that has to do with what we're playing with. Alright. That's the stupid set editor. So map 1 is covering off the ship. Call this new. Okay, so now I can see this, which is good. Good start. Alright, I'll have to figure out this UV set editor thing. That's so strange. It's so weird that it would have changed UVs. I don't know why it would have done that. Other than when I split it off. That's probably what it was when I split it off. Decided it wanted to change things. So map 1 has everything except for these pieces. That's so strange. Diffuse. Okay. Yeah, they'll have to do some more research on this. This is interesting. Instance sets. Okay, yeah. Other than the set editor thing, which should be not a problem. I should need to do some research and everything. Then I can send it over to rigging and we'll be good to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, if you like this stuff, definitely like it. And make sure to follow us and everything. And we'll be doing some more streaming here soon and getting ready for PAX West. So